The drama surrounding this fight is not built on trash talk or flashy promotion. It is built on work. It is built on mornings that start before the sun, on gloves that smell like sweat and leather, on feet that slide across canvas until the legs burn and the lungs scream. While fans argue online about styles and predictions, Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez are living in silence, inside gyms where days blur together and the only calendar that matters is the one counting down to fight night. For Shakur, everything begins with fundamentals. He believes the basics are sacred. Foot placement, balance, hand position, angle, distance. He treats these like laws of nature. In camp, he moves quietly, almost calmly, but there is a sharpness in everything he does. When he drills, there is no wasted motion. When he spars, he is not trying to look impressive. He is trying to learn. Between rounds, he listens more than he talks, absorbing every correction, every suggestion, every small detail that could make the difference when everything is on the line. Coaches describe him as a dream fighter, not because he is easy, but because he is disciplined. He does not skip steps. He does not look for shortcuts. He does the work, then does more on his own time. He makes the coach's job simple by taking responsibility for his own greatness. His connection with Terence Crawford has only sharpened that mindset. Training with someone who has walked through fire at the highest level changes a fighter. Crawford does not just teach punches. He teaches thinking. He teaches how to see patterns before they fully appear, how to feel an opponent's rhythm, how to punish mistakes without rushing. Shakur listens like a student who knows that learning never ends. Even when he disagrees inside, he still listens, still processes, still tries to understand. He knows that the fighters who think they know everything usually stop growing. Shakur's story did not begin in bright lights. It began as a child who could not stop watching boxing, who started throwing punches in front of the television before he could even understand what he was watching. By the time he was 5, he was already begging to train, already desperate to learn. His family has always been around him, supporting him, watching him, believing in him. They saw his love for boxing before he could even explain it himself. That love never faded. It matured. It became discipline. It became identity. In another gym, across another city, Teofimo Lopez's camp carries a different energy. Louder, faster, more explosive. Music echoes off the walls as Lopez moves through drills that mix speed, power, and aggression. He thrives in movement. He thrives in rhythm. His sparring sessions are intense, competitive, physical. Trainers push him to stay sharp when pressure rises, to react naturally when exchanges get wild. What separates Lopez is not just how he trains, but how much he loves it. Even when there is no fight scheduled, he stays in the gym. Multiple sessions a day. Constant work. That shift happened after he became a 2-division champion. He realized that talent alone is not enough. Presence matters. Consistency matters. Loving the grind matters. Observers notice how light his feet stay, how natural his movement looks, how combinations flow without looking forced. He turns hard training into something that looks almost playful, but when the bell rings in sparring, the fun becomes serious. He embarrasses sparring partners. He tests them. He breaks their rhythm. His camp feeds off that energy. He makes the gym feel alive. Lopez talks about entertainment, about making boxing fun again, but underneath that is hunger. He knows the world has opinions about him. Some love him. Some doubt him. Some think he talks too much. None of that changes the fact that when he is focused, he is dangerous. He believes there is something in Shakur's style that can be exposed. He does not say what it is yet, but he believes he sees it. That belief is what fuels him through the hardest days of camp. The outside world has its own noise. Some people call Shakur boring. They say he does not punch hard enough. They say he runs. Those same words were once said about fighters who became legends. True mastery is often misunderstood by people who only look for chaos. Defense, timing, and control are harder to appreciate than knockouts, but they are the heart of boxing. Even fighters like Terence Crawford point out that people who call Shakur boring simply do not understand what they are watching. They are watching someone who makes elite fighters look confused, who removes options from them, who forces them to fight without answers. Critics have also followed Lopez, saying he avoids certain fights, saying he is inconsistent. Veterans like Teddy Atlas shut that down. Both men are taking risks that many fighters avoid. They are stepping into danger when they could have taken easier roads. That matters. It says something about who they are. It says they are not just chasing paydays. They are chasing meaning. Style-wise, this fight may not be wild. It may not be non-stop violence. It may be slow, tense, thoughtful. But that does not mean it will be empty. Every small exchange will carry weight. Every feint will be a question. Every counter will be an answer. Shakur will look to control distance, to make Lopez miss, to turn aggression into mistakes. Lopez will look to break rhythm, to close space at the right moment, to make power matter. Shakur does not take Lopez's words personally. He respects him as a fighter. He knows Lopez is fast, strong, athletic, and dangerous. But respect does not mean fear. Shakur chose this fight. He reached out to make it happen. He moved up in weight because it was the right thing to do. He did not want to drag Lopez down. He wanted to meet him where he was. He chose New York because he likes the stage, likes the pressure, likes the feeling of performing where history lives. For Shakur, this is not just about winning. It is about positioning. Beating Lopez changes how the world sees him. It changes how negotiations happen. It moves him closer to the biggest fights, including the one fans have talked about for years. For Lopez, this is about proving that he is still one of the most dangerous men in the sport, that his creativity and power still belong on the biggest stages. Two gyms, two energies, two philosophies. One built on silence and precision. One built on rhythm and explosion. Both fueled by belief. Both shaped by sacrifice. Both walking toward the same night, where all the training, all the noise, all the opinions will mean nothing once the bell rings. When they finally stand across from each other, there will be no past, no future, no social media, no debates. There will only be distance, timing, fear, courage, and the truth that always comes out in a fight. One of them will leave with everything he hoped for. The other will leave changed, forced to face a new version of himself. Now it's time for you to decide. Do you believe in the quiet mastery of Shakur Stevenson, the fighter who turns defense into a weapon and patience into pain? Or do you believe in the explosive confidence of Teofimo Lopez, the fighter who thrives on rhythm, power, and chaos? Drop your prediction in the comments. Tell us how you see this fight playing out. Hit like if you're ready for one of the biggest matchups in boxing, and subscribe so you don't miss the stories that come after the bell decides everything.